911, 3 numbers that could save your life. Several Tucson residents tell the N4T Tucson Investigators, though, they have lost faith in the emergency system after recent bad experiences and alleged long delays. N4T Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Cora Nylander, gets answers from those in charge of Tucson's emergency communications in tonight's N4T Tucson investigation.
Well, when your life depends on it, you pick up the phone and you dial 911 and you hope that somebody quickly answers the phone and sends the help that you need. Well, several people in Tucson tell me that hasn't happened when they recently needed help. They want change.
Which corner, like the northeast, northwest?
They are Tucson's unsung heroes that could just be the ones to save your life.
And do you remember what color, like top and bottoms, he was wearing?
But staffing issues and high call volumes may keep you waiting when time matters most.
It seems like now it's just getting worse, just much, much worse.
Elisa Abrams found herself calling 911 more than she'd like to recently. In November, she found someone burglarizing a property she manages. She dialed 911.
So I left and called the cops, and it took about 5 minutes for them to answer. And then about 5.5 hours for them to show up. I was already home asleep when they called me and came back. When seconds count, the emergency services are a couple minutes away. In this town, it's hours now.
When you realize the people that your tax dollars are paying to be there, they don't give a crap enough to even bother sending somebody out to help you. You feel helpless.
Bill Janus's frustration stems from a call he made in June of 2023. His lifelong friend was experiencing suicidal thoughts. He was confident he was here at the library on 22nd Street in Columbus with a gun. He wanted a welfare check, but says dispatchers won't send officers.
Basically, the message that was relayed to me is they're not interested.
A decision with deadly consequences.
3 days later, he steps off a bus up on La Canada in La Jolla and puts a gun to his temple and blows his brains out.
He's now sent this letter to the supervisor of Tucson's Emergency Communication Services, Sharon McDonough, wanting change. McDonough and her leadership team spoke with the N4T Tucson investigators.
They are limited on what they can do, and so those become lower-level calls in the queue for police. In this particular case, because we didn't have an address or information to contact him, there was not that dispatch made.
McDonough says over the past year, their average answer time is 12.8 seconds. They are meeting national standards.
At about 81% of our calls being answered within 20 seconds.
But there are staffing issues.
Comm centers across the country have short staffing. We as a city have short staffing in multiple departments.
They should have a staff of 185, but are at 154 employees. A vast improvement, she says, from the less than 90 they had just a few years ago. They've been actively trying to recruit people for this difficult job.
If you could imagine taking a call and giving a mom CPR instructions for her 6-year-old, that's tough.
She says callers can help speed things up for everyone by doing a few things like quickly providing your location and nature of emergency.
Once you've dialed 911, please stay on the line.
If your life isn't under threat, calling 311 may be more appropriate.
We want to still take your bicycle theft, but we also want to have a call taker who's trained in an emergency situation.
You're really not on your own. We have a really great public safety system in the city, and we want people to feel safe and know that it's reliable.
But it's clear they really have their work cut out for them on broadly getting that trust. They couldn't stress enough how important it is to have your location ready to give them as soon as they answer the phone, and to make sure that you stay on that line, because hanging up can cause major delays. It's also very important, if you know that a lot of people have already called about an issue, it doesn't help filling up those lines. Reporting from downtown Tucson, Cora Nylander, N4T Tucson.
And for a full list of some useful tips to help our 911 system speed things up, scan the QR code on your screen, and then it will be taken to Investigators page on our website at KVOA.com, where you can get more information. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call our tip line at 520-955-4444.